Go set door into your full red in 2005.
And we're back. This is Takehitsu from Takehitsu Gaming, and we are playing Battle Brothers. So, we're here at Dunkatal. We just finished basically looking around, doing some stuff and things, and here we go. We're good on food. We're okay on tools and supplies. I would suggest probably getting a little bit more, but for now, that's okay. We were moving around the map and looking for a new place to reside. So, on that, I'm going to pause it real quick. Let's look and see what kind of people we got to work for us. So, under factions and relations, there's actually 4. Well, that's the city. Never mind. There's 3. So, we have House Rosengving by Laws and Arms. House Rosengving is hated by many but feared by even more. A number of small and big uprisings have been put down with fire and sword, and the Rosengving henchmen are known to have eyes in the very shady corner and ears in every wall. The family's ancestral home of Dunstfist is swarming with armed guards, sniffing war dogs, and bulky mercenaries to protect their paranoid leaders. Interesting. House Grimund, judge not. Most members of the House Grimund live secluded behind thick doors and barred windows, and some of them have not been seen for years. Rumor has it that their noble blood is plagued with madness and insanity, but no ordinary man does to utter such claims in fear of their vengeance. Other noble houses mainly avoid contact to House Grimund, as guests may be greeted with open arms as well as crossbow bolts. That sounds a little bit savage. And House Amondit. That's a really weird looking goat. Almost looks like a horse with goat horns. Anyways, firmly in act and gently in manner. Huh? Okay. Wealth is sought by many, but the highly reputable traders of House Amont are the best when it comes to striking profitable bargains, bound by ancestral ties, the renown of their forefathers. They uphold honesty and integrity as their family values. Interesting. So they're nice. They're a somewhat decent group. Let's look at the map real quick. Okay. So if you scroll all the way out, you get to see essentially the whole map. It looks like these guys are up here kind of on their own. They're a little bit secluded. They're the paranoid people. These are the cursed people, I guess you could call them. And these are the traders. So I'm going to go around and kind of glance at them a little bit. What I'm looking for is what kind of resources they make, what kind of armory and stuff they have, and what I'm doing is I'm basically going to look at which one would be the most profitable to work for, and the one that'll actually give me the most in the end. So these guys have some goat pens over here. Down here they have a salt mine, more goat pens, and copper. And these are trade goods. So what you end up doing is you'll take these, you'll go down there, you'll buy stuff, and you'll move over to another city, and that's going to be the easiest way to actually make money in the game. Here's a bigger city of theirs. It has a workshop. That's pretty good. That means you can get the tools really cheap there. Herbalists, you can get medical stuff. Militia barracks usually means there's going to be a lot of militia guys there to work with. Fishing huts means there's seafood. There's also a port, so you can go to that city and literally go to any other port city for a small fee. This one has a port. Herbalist as well. Ruins. That used to be an amber mine. They'll probably rebuild it. Amber sells really well. More fishing huts. Over here in this one, they have ore smelters, a blast furnace. So you take that copper up to here, and you'd sell it, and you'd make a lot of money off of it. The blast furnace, all this stuff will help out make better weapons and armor. They have an archery range down here. Oh, that's a stone watchtower. That's not a stone watchtower. Okay, they don't have an archery range. Here is a neighboring different group. Arrowmaker's Shed, though. So, I mean, even if I'm not necessarily with these guys, I could come down here and get really high-end bows and crossbows for cheaper here. And they have leather tanner. Alright, over to these two cities, which seem a little out of place for them. but it is whatever. So they have a lot of wheat. So this is basically a farmstead, and over here they have two amber collectors, so you could get a lot of amber here, an herbalist grove. So they have a lot of amber, which is good for making money. That's really about it. They might not be the best people to go with. This is a massive, wow. Okay, I don't think this city will ever get destroyed. But it doesn't have a lot. Fishing huts. Mm. They have peat. Peat you can get and sell. It's really good for something like those forges we saw earlier. Pig farm. Good for ham and meat. Hunter's cabin. You get some hunting stuff up there and some decent bows and arrows and things like that. Gatherer's hut. That you'll get like mushrooms. Surface iron vein. Okay, so they've got iron. So this group's actually got a somewhat decent military setup. They're still not really the best looking group. Wool spinner. Workshop. Goat pens. A farm. Now, I'm not 100% sure what every single one of these does, but I know initially what I'm looking for. Like, for example, blast furnace is one of the things you really want. Some of these usually have like an armor and stuff, but I'm not seeing that. Like, I'm not seeing an armor or weapon creator yet. Militia barracks. I'm going to go ahead and go down here with the traders, because ultimately I'll make more money off of these guys, and that will allow me to be a lot more powerful. Let's head over to... We don't have a huge amount of money, so we're going to head down here to Harlingen, and we're just going to kind of work our way along. So here we go. I don't see... Let's see here. Peasants. Brigands. We'll kill them. They have a war dog and some poachers. Alrighty. So, you don't always find groups like this. Just throwing that out there. The point here... Oh, look, the peasants have joined us in this fight. So what we're doing here is really just going to try and kill them for their gear. I mean, that's our goal. Okay, he can't shoot, so I'm going to have him wait. He could snipe at the dog, but the bush is in the way, so he's also going to wait. He's injured at the moment, so he's probably not going to do anything this fight. These guys are all ranged. So, aside from their dog, they're actually a pretty imbalanced and bad group. This being such a difficult tactical game, an imbalanced group like that is really bad. What he's got right here is a pitchfork. That's an example of one of those weapons that will reach over people and hit on the other side. We're not really concerned if the peasants die. They're basically extra meat for the grinder. Oh, he has cut arm sinew, so he doesn't deal a whole lot of damage. So right now I'm just gonna kind of edge forward with my guys. We're not trying to outpace the peasants. We're not really trying to rush in there and get all the blood on our hands either. Wouldn't be bad, but it's not our intended goal. One shot. He can't shoot. The dog is just sitting there now. That's kind of got me a little weary here. Alright, let's let these peasants charge in and get their butts kicked. This guy, so we are already, this right here, this puts him in stress because he can't shoot when there's somebody next to him. Very important. So that means right now their only archer who's active is this guy. So I'm going to shoot at that guy because this guy's the one that's in the way. Not a problem. As you've seen, we literally just killed him. We might get some bows and arrows out of this, guys, and that is actually beneficial to us. We need... For what I do is I like to have 2 bowmen and 2 crossbowmen. That guy's going to back up. Kind of expected that. Swap to a club. A lot of the NPC archers run around with secondary weapons. Me personally, not really my gig. Costs too much to swap out to them. I just keep them behind a line, and there's nothing to worry about. My archers are not too good at this point. That's okay. They'll get better. Pokey, pokey. I'm gonna have you just move around. Oh, you couldn't. Okay, well, kill him. It's 1 down. That's actually 2 down. This dog is gonna be an issue for these peasants. It's gonna tear them apart. These peasants they're peasants. They're not really fighters. What is that guy doing? What a moron. Alright, you're gonna move forward. I'm gonna surround this guy so he can't run very easily. He's on a hill though. See, he's on a higher elevation, so he has an advantage in both defense and offense against these guys that are melee next to him. It's kind of it's more annoying than anything else. This is their biggest poacher right here. He's got a bunch of armor on him. Makes him a bit tougher. We just saw 2 of the peasants get killed. I have you move right there. Whew, they didn't like that one. You're literally too close. That's annoying. Alright, this guy's gonna get poked till he dies. Poked and prodded, poked and prodded. See how his flag is full right there? He's literally going to try and run away. And we killed him instead. Something to keep note of when people try to run away. Well, they're trying to get out of there. So their only guy left now is a dog. Unfortunately, a dog is a lot harder to get it to run away. Most likely it won't run. That is so weird. And we killed it. Alright, so we did that was a pretty successful battle. The real point of this for us is there's loot. We're getting some venison. We're getting a pretty good amount of everything. The bows is what we were really after. Short bows aren't really that big of a deal, but it's something. Not to mention we now have more experience with our troops. So we're going to keep moving on. Crimson Daggers, so that's another mercenary group. So is the Forsaken Return. Alright. So what happened here is as you go, you have personalized missions that your mercenary group themselves wants to do. So, a fresh cool breeze is blowing today and you feel like it's a good time for the Volsung to start something new. You call the men to gather around, and what do you tell them? So, the first 2 options that I have is that we need allies. Forging a bond of friendship and trust with one of the towns will get the company better prices, more volunteers, and more steady work. Or we can go for we should get the company's strength back to 12 men. It will make us a formidable force once again and will allow us to take on more profitable work. And that's true. The more people you get, the harder the game will be in general, but at the same time you get more profitable stuff. So I'm going to go with the Bond of Friendship first, and we're going to do that with specifically 1 village. And it will not be this Harlingen, but we're going to make a stop here. So there's a tavern. I'm going to go ahead and give my men 2 rounds. Kind of a little custom that I set that I started doing not necessary by any means. We're going to sell all of these wooden sticks. We only need one more bow, so I'm going to go ahead and sell 2 of them and 1 of these quivers of arrows. Let's see here. There's cloth rolls. I could buy that. That's a commodity, so that'll never go away until I choose to sell it. It's a little pricey, but you know what? I can live with that. That's very expensive for tools and supplies. I'm not going to spend that on that. We don't need any food. We could use some medical stuff, but that's almost double the price on those. I'm not going to spend that much. So we'll be alright with that stuff. Alright, let's look at our crew. What do we got going on here? So this guy needs a new helmet of some sort. And so does this guy. So let's head back over to here. All they've got is a hood and some straw hats. I'm going to pass those up for now. I don't think they're worth the money that I would spend to get them. I will need, in the long run, right now I'm not going to worry about it, but I will eventually need 2 more spearmen. I'll need another axeman. I'll need some swords guys. So what I'm looking at now is balancing, should I get these now or should I wait until I have the people to use them? As for the people they have to hire, they have this guy who's a day tailor. They have a tailor. He's not very good for combat though. I have a farmer here. Farmers usually are pretty decent guys. I have a miller. Millers are usually pretty decent as well. Leaf, I don't like to take beggars. So I've got 2 guys I could hire, but I got to look at my funds here. I really don't have the finances for that. So before I'm going to look at recruiting new people, I think what my group needs to do, first off, we need to camp for a bit. We got some people that got some injuries that need to get over with. But I'm going to go ahead and look at this mission. Alright, so as you settle in the room, Hubert the counselor finishes a goblet of cobra wine and heaves the cup out a window. You hear the din of it clatter hollow far, far away. He turns to you. While walking the roads, brigands swarmed my wagon and made off with all my goods. They left me my life, which is fine, but the gall of what they did keeps me up at night. I see their sneering faces, hear their laughter. I believe it was a message to go after me because I refused to pay their tolls. Well, now I'm ready to pay a toll to you, sellsword. If you go and slaughter these vagabonds, I'll pay a tidy toll indeed. What say you? Alright, so you go out, you kill some bandits. That's not so bad. 330 to kill some guys. I'm going to try and bargain up a little bit, and he went up, so I will accept it. So that means we got to kill off some people, and we get 350 crowns for it. And since it's a bunch of bandits, that means that we're actually going to make money and resources as we go with it. So that's not a bad deal indeed. Alright, let's see here. So it's almost nighttime. Oh, maybe it's not. It's almost... Yeah, it's getting to be nighttime. So I'm going to go over here. Okay, we got to go all the way over there. But I'm going to go camp mode for now. Not that it's a big deal, but I'm doing the camp because, like I said, we got people that are injured and they need to get healed. In the meantime, we actually have people that have level ups. Let's see what we got here. So, Ulrich is now level 2. He's one of the front lines with the Axemen, so he will need melee defense. Range defense is a good one as well. He definitely needs more resolve. Seems to be the big weakness of my guys in this map. So we're going to go with student. Student allows them to gain more experience, or gain experience faster. For everybody of mine who that is the first skill I get for them across the board. It does not matter what they do. The faster they get experience, the faster they get stronger, the less you have to worry about them. Every one of these guys has such low resolve. I like to have my resolve at 60 to 80 pretty much across the board. This guy does have really decent defensive and offensive stats though, so this guy's kind of a beast. I'm going to just up his resolve a little bit. I'm going to give him more melee defense. He doesn't really need it right now, but the more the merrier. I mean, why complain? This guy needs resolve. This guy, Mine Rod, uses a two-handed axe. I'm going to want him to be 80 HP minimum. Reason being is he takes damage a lot faster. I'm also going to give him range defense because he stands in the back of the line, so typically they'll get shot by people. And that's how I've seen them die a lot. My archers, I don't need to worry too much about melee defense for now. Later on, I will want them to increase that to 10, but as I've said, right now I've got bigger issues with resolve. Every single one of my guys, I always get them to 60 HP. No excuses. That way they cannot be one shot in the game. That is simply the method, the madness. Okay. I'm going to get out of encampment, and we're going to head over here towards this abandoned stronghold. Looking at our situation now, Mine Rod is no longer injured. Horik the snake still has his cut arm sinew. Honestly, he will not be over that for a while. He's fragile though, so that's kind of his own negative. He will most likely. Oh, he's my peddler. I don't want him to die. Well, with his constitution and stuff, he's my most likely to die of guys. So by the way, guys, something I'm doing is I'm starting to cook and put some of my recipes and stuff on channel. If you guys are interested in culinary and stuff, check it out. I will post a link in the comments. Thank you. So someone already fought here. That's interesting. Alright, into the abandoned stronghold we go. We have no way of seeing what's in there. This will be a bloody battle. 6 versus 5. They don't look too heavily geared out. These guys have 2 helmets on, and these are actually decent level helmets. They're better than any of the helmets that we've got. So, as usual, my archers are going to wait till the enemy moves closer. You see these bushes, how they're kind of gray? This one right here would be that way, except I have a guy next to it. Those are the bushes. If you step into those, the enemy has to step next to you to see that you're even in it. Speaking of that, I'm going to use Mine Rod. I'm going to stick him right there in that bush. Okay, so we got 2 of them with a spear. We got one with a slightly better flail. One with basically nunchaku type flail. And this guy over here is probably their main dude. He's got a shield and a mace. Alright. So we got one running up there. Mine Rod will deal with him. I'm going to move this guy here, and we're going to start the fight with this guy. This guy's actually going to move in this bush. It doesn't exactly give him any advantages, but it works for our scenario. Okay, so we're going to see. I don't think people can't move. They can't move on this tree or this boulder. So our archers are actually going to be right here, and it's almost a defensive position for them. They can't be engaged. This is the idea. All right. Mine Rod, he is going to wait till this guy that moved up here moves around right here. They're going to send people around this way, and that's what we're waiting for. In the meantime, we're going to kill this dude. We're going to kill this dude. Down one, just like that. Magic mosaic. This guy will move here. Oof. I told you he's going to be my first one to die. He literally just got one shot. That's nasty. Very nasty. But you can only do so much when your guys come to you pretty weak. And unfortunately, in this game, people die. It is just the way of things, and you can't really get past it. So, with these weapons that are flail-like, one of their secret recipes is they're really good against armor. They kind of smash armor. But they're also really good against... Oh, there's a tree in the way. They're also really good at going over a shield and really hurting people. Alright, so what he did there is a shield ability. Right here, this one, number 3, is knockback. You actually push people around. So he did that to actually save his thug friend over here. And because it'll also stop this archer from shooting. Like any other fight, it's never, ever an easy story. I want you to die. Good. This guy, he can actually shoot him. Good. Alright. Yeah, see, that's what I was worried about. My two-handed guy doesn't seem to be doing too well right now. So we're actually going to give him a little reinforcement here. Boom. Missed. Yeah, see, he's really not doing so good. Oof! This guy's my new sniper. Alright, let's finish this. Alright, so he did not die. He got a weakened heart, which means he's negative 30% health points. I wonder if that's permanent or if that just means... Because if that's permanent, I might look at getting rid of him. Just as the battle ends and things begin to quiet, you hear a man shouting. You move towards the noise to find a prisoner in the brigands. He's got ropes over his mouth and hands, which you quickly undo. As he catches his breath, he immediately asks if he can join your outfit. Why not? Man joins your ranks, immersing himself in the crowd of brothers who seem to take him warmly enough for the group of paid killers. The newly hired states he's good with all weapons, but you figure you'll be the one to decide what he's best with. So I'll decide his weapon. So the good news here, so I have Horik the Snake is now immersively weak. I am going to move him to the back line. He's no longer going to be a frontline fighter. So we're going to stick him over here. This guy is going to take his place on the front lines as a spearman. That is the plan. This guy's lost his helmet. Oh, his helmet's still there. It's just damaged. Okay, this guy has no helmet. This helmet's actually not that good, so I'm going to take it off, give this guy that, and give him this one. And there you have it. I will need at least 1 or 2 more guys just from the end of this mission. But here we are. Horik the Snake has only a max of 32 HP, even though he's got 56, and it's because he's got this weakened heart, which is a permanent condition now. Honestly, that's going to really screw him up. He's probably not going to live with us forever. Just going to throw that out there. Might also be because he's got this severed limb and he's injured. So we'll see what his health is really at, but I'm not too promotional of his current situation. But I'm not going to throw away people just because they're failing yet. Everyone has a story. It's just in the long run, he might not live. And I'd rather my people live than they just die out. So, his full condition, his full issues. Okay, he has... Oh, I didn't give him the quiver yet. Oops. Alright, so... He's got the cut arm sinew. He's pretty hurt. Weakened heart, it's a permanent condition. That's what happens when they fall in battle and they get back up. So he's negative 10 HP just from being fragile. And now he's negative 30% HP, period. So he's lost a lot of permanent HP there. He's also injured, so that'll hurt a little bit. He's still alive. He just might not be with my crew forever. Alright, so we finished our little mission. We're going to go over here, get paid a little bit. We got one of our new recruits. We can get at least one more. I say we can afford one more. All these little battle sites are like brigands and things attacking people. Monsters attack people. There are monsters in this game. There's wolves. There's all kinds of stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna... Oh, don't need to camp. Alright, we have 350 crowns, and they no longer have this. Hubert the Counselor sips his goblet and nods. You know, I don't take kindly to your sort, but you did a good job, mercenaries. Lars reported to me before you even got here that all the brigands had been slain. It was some mighty fine work by the way he describes it, and, well, he leaves the satchel on the deck. Here's some mighty fine pay as promised. Crowns well deserved. Alright guys, we got a little bit of money. As usual, I like to get at least one drink, usually two. Just keeps your people happier. I'm going to take this farm guy that we saw earlier and hire him. And we can actually afford to get Gustav as well. So I'm going to do that. So that gives us a couple more people to work with. Before I go into sell equipment, I'm going to actually organize the crew here. So I like to put my spears at each corner of the formation. One of these guys, he's already got a flail. He's got a weak one, though. So we're going to give him a bigger one. Why not? And I need another shield. Oh, no, I don't. I've got two shields. This guy is going to take a bludgeoning mace. And there you go. We pretty much already got the gear for them. That's good, too. That's one thing that I like to do. So that's why I get stuff in advance. So we got two spears. We're selling that. Oops, we shouldn't have sold that one. Oh, well. We're selling a couple things. Things are cheaper now because they're no longer, their trade routes are no longer being destroyed. Your people are happier when you have different types of food, so we're going to go ahead and get a loaf of bread. Give the guys a little bit to celebrate about. We could use more tools and supplies, but they're still grossly overpriced, and I'm not buying into that. We have two more shields that we could get. I don't want to do it yet, though. I'll grab the one that's at full, but I don't want to go down much more, just to be on the safe side. So, let's see. Here we go. And we're going to begin to head over to the guys that we are going to eventually basically become good friends with their loyal group. We have a decent start off, guys. Alright. While the company takes a short rest, you sit down to examine the wound where the arrow punctured your side not long ago. It's been healing slowly and still aches if you move too quickly, but things are getting better. Wolfried the Hound joins you, seizing the opportunity to talk to his captain. So the way I see it, nobody knows about the Volsung yet. We don't want to hunt ragtag bands of brigands through the woods forever, but we'll have to make a name for ourselves. First is reliable swords for hire that can get things done before noble houses take notice. They'll want to use the company for far better paying tasks, I'm sure. He adjusts his weapon belt and continues. Just we keep in mind that the High Lords are playing a dangerous game, and we don't want to get on their bad side. There's enough stories of people who cross them only to end up quartered and fed to the pigs, and they have the means to squish even a company of sellswords. He paused a short moment and then adds another thought. The guildmasters and councilmen running the village and town, too, have a good memory. We depend on them to hire the company for now, but have some influential friends may also help us get better deals with the merchants. So just kind of giving you some advice. And we kind of... I already knew that, I guess I should say. But it's just the way it works. You get good with certain villages, you get friendly with certain villages, you get better deals with it. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, that's our current mission, is to get friendly with a civilian faction. Oh look, they actually have an army there to defend it. We're not here to be offensive. Alright, they have that same trait, the ambush trade routes, that the other one did. This is a much smaller village. Let's see what they got here. They have Einar, who's a beggar. Conrad, who's a worker. They have a farmer. Then they have another one of those day labor guys. Let's see here. What do they got for their marketplace? Kind of basic goods. I could get some of these here. I do eventually get some of these guys that have long spears. So that wouldn't be bad, but right now things here are a bit pricey, and the reason being is because their trade routes have been getting ambushed. So before we really do a whole lot of trading here, This will probably sell for better too once we're done. I'm going to go ahead and see what their mission is. Alright, so Balin the Guildmaster turns to you as you look for somewhere to sit. Look, this guy kind of looks like a wizard or something. Hoy, mercenary, how long has it been since you slaked your sword with the blood of evil, cruel men? He drops the sarcasm, and you figure you'll be standing now. We here at Weiss are having a bit of a tiff with some local brigands. Local to us, that is, with their little rat's hole not far from here. Obviously, I think the answer to this issue is to hire some finely armed men such as your little company of good fellas. So does that pique your interest, mercenary, or do I need to find sturdier men for the task? Alright, let's talk some money. Again, 350. I'll ask a little bit more, but he's only going to give us 350. Alrighty. So, they want us to kill some brigands. We will go kill some brigands. You got to get friendly with the guys in one way or another, and that's usually the first thing that most places ask. I'm going to swap that spear out so that one can get built up a little bit. This guy's still hurt. He's going to have the light wounds for a day, but we've moved him to bowing now, so he might be, or archery, he should be a little bit better off now. But that's it for now, guys. This is Takehitsu from Takehitsu Gaming. If you guys have liked what you see, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. If you guys want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want a notification to say, hey, I've got a new video coming out, hit the bell. Thank you, and have a good evening.